I'm so tired of men not giving a fuck.
Man does not care whatsoever.
Manosphere is one of the most powerful voices on the internet today.
Y'all motherfuckers don't get laid.
There's a number about dating in 2026 that doesn't make sense at first. Dating apps have more users on the planet than ever before. And yet more people are single, longer, than at almost any point in modern history. That's not supposed to be possible. So what's actually going on here?
Like guys nowadays just like have no ability to get laid. 1% of guys are getting all the girls, and the other 99%, it's just terrible. And it's not they're bad guys. It's just like they just don't have the experience, and then that leads to insecurity, and then it snowballs and whatever. And I feel like social media plays a big role. When you're in a small town, there's only one fucking high school stud quarterback. But if you compare yourself to 8 billion fucking people, and like those are the standards that you're like setting versus like your town, like you're gonna start setting these unrealistic expectations. So the women just like expect this. So most men, like, it seems like they've just almost given up.
You'd think more access to more potential partners would mean more relationships. Instead, it's doing the opposite. And once you look at what's happening underneath the surface, it stops being a mystery and starts looking like a design problem.
The mental gymnastics that you guys go through to try to reason why women should not just have our cake and eat it in fucking silence is exhausting. Why would we do that? For you, why would we give a rat's ass what you think about how much sex we have? We don't. You, by your own admission, you guys are so easy that we can just have as much as we want, right? We can have our babies and raise them ourselves, and we do. We can protect ourselves, and we do. We can support ourselves, and we do. So tell me why we would need to attach ourselves for life to you, to have you mouth breathing in the same space as we are for the rest of our lives and keep ourselves pure for you. There are men out there who get it and who are changing and trying. But for people like you would rather sit in your house alone and listen to some alpha male talk to other men about how to get women to fall in line by using these antiquated, archaic roles that we have zero use for anymore, instead of just listening to women tell you what it would take for us to want to do those things for you. The guy that I stitched, his bio says he's here to save the species. If you guys want to save the species, evolve. Evolve.
Start here. Nearly 4 out of 5 Gen Z dating app users say they're burned out, tired of swiping, matching, and getting ghosted. That burnout has a cost. This spring, Match Group, Tinder's parent company, reported active users down 37% year-over-year. Bumble and Hinge saw similar declines.
Men who obsess over getting laid are actually destroying their confidence. The more you chase validation, the emptier you actually feel. Short dopamine hits are very dangerous. You text a girl and she replies, you get a high. She leaves you on red and then you feel like you crash. You get the phone number, you have a high. She flakes, crash. This cycle is no different than addiction. You're wiring your brain to depend on external validation. And then the guys always ask me, do these girls respond when you hit them up? They're asking the wrong question. The real question is, did they leave a strong enough impression on me for me to even want to hit them up? We live in a social media world where everyone posts the most perfect highlight reel of themselves. Good clips, good edits, perfect outcomes. With me, you see the brutal rejections, the awkward moments, what cold approaching actually looks like. Because confidence isn't built from wins. It's built from exposure and putting yourself out there. And when guys make fun of me for being hairy or awkward in a clip, it's actually funny, it makes me laugh. They're not exposing me, they're exposing themselves for being insecure. Real self-esteem comes from the shadow work. Facing your insecurities, owning your flaws, doing the uncomfortable reps anyways. I've studied confidence, cold approach, and dating psychology for years. I've been through the trials, built the reps, developed the character. It's not easy, but if you're ready to build real confidence, eliminate approach anxiety, and stop chasing dopamine hits, comment gesture and I'll be in touch.
Here's where it gets specific. Research shows dating apps rate roughly 80% of men's profiles as below average, which isn't really about looks, it's just what happens when attention concentrates on a small slice of profiles by design.
I originally wasn't going to respond to this comment, but then I decided to go ahead and respond to it from an educational standpoint because I am a sexual health educator and it's my job. So I don't think it's that men don't care. I think it's a lack of education and a lack of communication issue. So I first have to say that it's not your partner's responsibility, whether they're male or they're female, to know how to please you, to know how to turn you on and what your buttons are without communication. But a lot of women don't know what turns them on, what pleases them, what feels good, and what gets their buttons pushed. And there are multiple factors involved. First is shame. Growing up, for women and for men too, there was a lot of shame when it came to self-pleasing and just the topic in general. It's dirty, it's bad, it's a sin, save yourself for marriage. The other issue, a lack of education. And when there's no education being provided, what do people turn to? Corn. And corn is not a great way to learn about this stuff. A lot of what's depicted in corn is that everyone's just hot and heavy and ready to go, and that's just not how it works. Which comes to the next factor, which is that people don't understand that there are two different desire types. Most men have what's called spontaneous desire, meaning that they're just ready to go. Their body is ready before their mind can catch up. I like to call them microwaves, one button being they're ready to go. And most women have what's called a responsive desire, meaning that their mind has to be ready first before their body can catch up. In other words, they need a reason. That's why a lot of women get frustrated thinking that they have low libido because they're just sitting around like waiting to get in the mood or like waiting for things to feel good, and it's just not happening. An individual can experience both spontaneous and responsive desire in their lifetime. For example, in a new relationship, there's probably a lot of spontaneous desire happening because it's exciting, it's new. But then after a couple of months or a year or two, things start to slow down a little bit and becomes more of a responsive desire type. So if you are a responsive desire type, you're going to have to figure out what turns you on, whether it's watching something spicy on TV or reading something spicy, or maybe there's a particular scent that turns you on, or maybe a particular way that you like to be touched. So hopefully that information helps. And if you're someone with this kind of mindset when it comes to sexy time, first of all, reevaluate who you're attracting, check your energy. Number 2, are you communicating with your partner what your needs are? And number 3, do you even know what your needs are? Do you know what turns you on? So hopefully that helps. Follow me for more tips and tricks.
Live through that enough times, and you stop swiping. Which is exactly what's happening. A record number of men are opting out of dating entirely in 2026, citing app burnout and a shift toward prioritizing stability over the chase.
For women, like if you want to just get laid, the man does not care whatsoever. He's not going to praise you on your money when it comes to getting laid.
If that's what praise you want. On your body and how you doll yourself up and how you dumb yourself down.
Dumb yourself down?
At least I've seen it firsthand.
Cool. Yeah, men want a physically attractive women, but
submissive to the point of being stupid. Because women having intellect, I'm not talking about feminine, I'm just talking about intellectual women, scare men away.
No,
they truly
completely
do.
Disagree. I think actually high intelligence is incredibly attractive for a couple of reasons, but I think primarily, at least when it comes to having kids, if you want to confer the maximum benefits to your kids, it would be like good looking and smart. Like I want high IQ children. So like this idea that men just want like drooling dumbass women, I'm not actually sure that's the case. Like maybe for casual, maybe, but like actual long-term relationship, if she's a pleasant woman and she's high IQ, not a problem whatsoever.
Women are freakier now than they ever been before. Back in like the 1920s, 1930s, in order to get sex, you have to show this woman that you're committed to her. And to go a layer deeper, you couldn't even have sex with a lot of women unless you were married to them. Now, there are girls on Hinge that have slept with me and ghosted me afterwards. What I'm trying to say is, getting laid now is easier than it's ever been, ever. Here are some reasons as to why you're probably not getting laid. Number 1, you are not on dating apps. Guys, if you don't have a good dating app profile, you are shooting yourself in the foot. There's a girl who just landed at your airport that's here for the weekend that wants to sleep with you, but yet your profile is shitty, so you'll never match with her. Number 2, you are scared to approach women in person. Guys, I see videos on this app every day of girls going, where have all the bold men have gone? Where are all the confident men that used to approach women? So if you can approach a girl, you already stand out. And lastly, on the date, if you make it that far, you're able to convey how you feel about her. There are so many guys out there that are scared to say, oh, Chad, if I ask her back to my place, what if she thinks I'm a creep? What if she thinks I'm like a overly horny guy? And that's your problem. You think by asking her back to your place, that's creepy. But in actuality, what if this girl took an everything shower, right? Shaved every hair off her body and drove across town just to sleep with you, but you're over here thinking, oh my God, what if I ask her back? Getting laid is easy. Your strategy is just really shitty. If you're a guy watching this video and you are not getting laid, you're not getting on dates, I made you a video. It's in my bio. Give it a watch.
And it's not only men walking away. In the UK, 1.4 million people deleted dating apps in a single year. Tinder alone lost over 500,000 users in that stretch.
I'm so tired of men not giving a fuck if you finish or not. If you're gonna bang a girl and then blame her for not finishing because you're bad in bed, you shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a girl. She should finish before you do. End of story.
Let's be real, y'all. Men have one of the most, the manosphere is one of the most powerful voices on the internet today. Okay, we are hearing what they're saying. They are being very clear about what they like and what they dislike. And I think a lot of women take issue with that because we are not meeting the preferences that they say they want. We are not meeting the standard. If I was meeting the standard, I wouldn't have an issue with your standard because I meet it. But I have issue or take issue with your standard when I don't meet it, when I'm not the preference, when I don't feel like I'm desirable. That's what it boils down to, is the fact that we want to be desirable. And when we don't feel like we're desirable and we feel like we're being rejected by what they're saying their preferences are, we're coming at, we're aggressive, we're, poking holes and diminishing what they're saying, discrediting them. But that's their preference and they're entitled to their preferences.
So here's the number that actually solves the mystery. While app usage collapsed, in-person singles events jumped 42% since 2023, and that's accelerated since. People didn't stop wanting relationships. They stopped trusting the app to deliver one.
And when y'all motherfuckers don't get laid, just know that we 10 steps ahead of you. We already could tell. We can already tell that you don't get laid. How you mad at us? And another thing is, when a woman doesn't get laid, you won't even be able to tell. Her feathers is still going to be flapping. Shit is still going to be going on. Attitude still tea. Positivity still tea. Everything still tea. Money still rolling in like tea. But when a motherfucker's not getting laid, oh, we know.
Men will literally go on murdering sprees because they can't get laid. But please, remind me why you think that women are the ones who are overly emotional.
That's the real story. Not that people gave up on dating, but that an entire system built to keep you swiping instead of actually meeting someone finally hit its limit.
Men who go against social norms have a way higher likelihood of getting laid. Listen, the older I get, you realize that there is no rules, there is only judgment and hate from other men who are too scared to actually conquer their own goals. Listen, whatever you want to do or whatever you want to say is completely fine despite what you think other people are thinking. This is what I mean. You will hear guys say, don't talk to her if she goes to the gym that you go to, because then if she rejects you, it will be awkward. The guy who goes against the social norm says, hey, if I walk up to her and I say, hey, saw you here quite a few times, always thought you were pretty, never went out with you yet, you want to go out sometime. The guy who doesn't care is going to be the guy that she sees is emotionally strong. This is the guy who is socially resilient. And if she says, oh no, I have a boyfriend, he says, okay, congratulations, take care, I'll see you later. And guess what? He could see her next Tuesday again at the gym and he don't care. See, that's the thing, is you care about everything. If you're walking out of the shopping mall and you pass her out of that doorway, You can say, hey, beautiful. You can say whatever you want. You can do things and you can say things in order to give yourself a winning advantage. But this is going to start by you scrapping all of these false beliefs that are put upon you by other men. You know, don't talk to her or don't say this because then it might make this awkward. It's like, you know what else is awkward? It's pretty awkward being in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, going to bed every single night single with no family or no one by your side. That's pretty awkward too. Like, cut the shit. Every single excuse that a guy just fills their head with is excuses to keep losing. When you start living by the method where you trust your own brain and your own intellect, like, make this super, super caveman simple. See cute girl, brain wants to talk to cute girl. Go talk to cute girl. That simple. You have an idea, you want to start a business, you want to do something, you want to sell something, brain sees idea, go and do idea. That's it. Monkey see, monkey do. When you start dumbing it down to that level, she goes, oh, wow, this guy actually just goes after what he wants. This guy isn't ashamed of his desires. This guy doesn't have all of this like repressed desire that he just keeps stuffing down. No. Meet who you want, you say what you want, and ask for the clothes. Would you want to go out sometime? You want to go grab a drink with me sometime? You want to go out to eat with me sometime? You want to hang out with me sometime? You want to go do something with me sometime? Ask. Just ask. Just ask. Watch how much better your life gets.
So the mystery isn't really why is everyone single? It's why did we ever think an algorithm optimized for engagement was going to find us love? Are you team apps or team touch grass? Let me know below.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest